So this is the Blusmart Laminator. Now, in my opinion, this is a step above. My usual laminator is called, I use the My Story. This is my normal laminator. But when I saw this one and saw that it has an attached cutting rod or bar and all the measurement plates here, and not only that, in the back, another little special add-on is a corner clipper. You just clip your corners if you want to round your edges. It just has what I would consider a lot of upgrades, and so I couldn't help myself. So I'm making a to-do list for one of my sons. He has autism, and he has a lot of trouble getting things done unless he has a list and reminded. So we're working on him doing things without having to be told, and these will be his checklist. Wash his face, brush his teeth for the morning, and then lunchtime, and then dinner. So it's a little bit longer than one sheet, so I'm going to try to do 2 sheets. If this doesn't work like this, I'll have to put it through the opposite way and laminate the other side. So all you do is you turn it on the side over here is your on and off button. On and off, and either hot lamination or cold lamination. So that's all you have to do. Let me move my candle. Now, as soon as this is green, that means it's ready to insert. And this will be, I have not used this yet. This will be my first time. I'll get the feeling whether or not this second sheet underneath, I already have a feeling that I should just double back and do the other side. I think I'm just going to do it that way. I was just worried that the sheet underneath wouldn't do well with the heat, but hey, you know what? I'm going to try. So this is the front of the machine. It says this is your intake, and it will come out the back. You just make sure everything is lined up the way you like it. Make sure that you have some lamination on each edge sticking over, because that is what's going to make it stay. You cannot cut it to where there's no edges, or else it'll just come apart. So you just have to remember that no matter what, it has to have at least a little edge to hold it. I'd like a little bit more of an edge on this other side to share the edge kind of thing. Let me just even that out a little bit. Yeah, because once you laminate, you're in there. That's it. You just put it in, and it is already starting to take it in. And it's going to come out the back here. So I have never used this one before. I do have my other one, which is very similar. This is just an upgraded version. So it goes through slowly, comes out the back. Very rarely will you have to reinsert it. Comes out nice and hard. So now my son can use whiteboard markers on this and check mark his list, know where he's at every day. Nobody has to tell him what to do, and he can just get the things done in each day that needs to be done without being bothered. Not being bothered, but you know what I mean. He's a teenager, and his, you know, what do you call that? Just like to do things on your own, and you know, don't want to be pestered while you're playing games. This way he knows, get these things done, and then he has all his free time to do whatever he wants. So I decided to put my other side through again. This has already got like a little bit of a plastic coating on it, so I was hoping it will be okay. We will soon find out. But it's so easy, and having this cutting bar on it means one less tool you have to have laying around the house, which I like. So it did a nice job. I'm gonna just line up this other edge to do the back. Lamination, it's just an awesome thing, because if you laminate like your Social Security card, stuff like that, you know, it's gonna last longer. I don't know if you're allowed to laminate your Social Security card. I'm not sure if it's considered acceptable. But you know what I'm saying. Sometimes there's paperwork that you want to laminate, and thus this kind of thing works out fantastic. So I'm sure I'll get some, why did you do it like that? Well, because I don't know what I'm doing. No, I just want to make sure that it's laminated well, so that when he's writing on it, he's got, let me make sure this is straight here. You know, I don't want it to get ruined. Now, let's see how we're going to do this. I've got a lot of excess edge going on here. So I think I'm just going to put the laminated sheet through. Oh, I don't know if I should do that. I'm so worried. No, don't do it. You see my, I'm going to pause it and I'm going to cut this real quick. So I'm just going to use the cutting rod here. I don't know if it will work because it's the plastic, but we'll try. So you just press down on the blade. I don't know if this will work on plastic. I know it will work on the plastic once it's laminated. It looks like, you know what? It gave it a an edge for me to cut. I didn't think I'd be able to cut the plastic through. I can if I keep trying, but I don't want to take a chance of buckling it up, if you know what I mean. So it gave me a nice line to cut on. And always save your bits and pieces of lamination that you cut off, because you may come across something that's so tiny that you decide, hey, I'm going to laminate that. So now I'm going to do this again. Hold on. Let me get that nice and lined up again. So I'm going to put the link down below for this. It's super easy to use, and that's the best kind of thing, when it's like a no-brainer. I like no-brainers. That's straight across. I'm going to put this in here again. There you go. Oh. I'm struggling. Can you tell that I didn't do a practice run? Well, with this kind of thing, there is no practice run. I don't think did I keep this? No, Diane. It's amazing how clear it gets after it is laminated. It is just beautifully clear. It's like you wouldn't even know that before you put it in, it was foggy. I'm going to try to get this to grasp it again. I'm going to have to fix the edges when I'm done. Try one more time. Here we go. We're in like Flynn. So it is overlapped a little bit right here, but to me it's kind of important that it is well laminated, no cracks, so that when he's checking things off, he doesn't have to worry about if it's going to come out clean or not, if it's going to wipe off. Oh, I think it's being stuck. It did get hung up. I'll put it through again, and it should straighten it out. I'll cut off the excess. It got caught underneath, but not its fault, it's my fault. So I'm gonna pause it so that we're not watching it go through for nothing. So I'm hoping sending it through one last time will iron out my mistake. But as you can see, it's really easy. I tried to do a shortcut because it's so long. It obviously works better when you're using the edged lamination sheet than trying to kind of create your own sheet. So I should have done this the opposite of what I tried. But I'm hoping it comes out ironed out from the heat. Meh, it's not bad. Well, that's it. I made a little boo-boo down here, but it doesn't look terrible. But I can tell you that I have OCD and that I will redo this. Just being honest. So, this here cut off a nice scalloped edge down on the bottom. You can pick different edges to choose from. You can round the corners off with the corner edge cutter by you just put it on the edges here and clip, and it will cut the edges off. And this is laminating plastic, but you can also use the ABS plastic, and there is a setting on the back, so depending on the type of plastic you're using, you can set it over to ABS if you want. So that's it. This is the Blusmart. Highly recommend it with all the upgrades. It's just a fantastic laminator. And yes, people will probably tell me I did a crazy thing trying to do it like that. I know. But it still came out pretty beautiful.
It's terrible.
Hey, shut up. Thanks for watching.